I think I found the best driver for slow swing senior golfers, and I'm about to prove it. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. I have in my hand here a driver that I just picked up, and it took a little bit of Googling to find this sucker because there was only one place that actually had this for sale, and it was some random website. So bought it, came actually pretty quickly here. It's actually very affordable, but I think that this might be the best driver for senior golfers or slow golf swingers, because this driver has something that no other driver has, and I think it's the one thing that everyone needs. I don't know if you've ever seen these commercials where, you know, you've got senior, elderly, slow swing golfers hitting their driver, and then, you know, Teton Hybrid or someone hands them their golf club and they hit it and it goes 5 yards farther. And the real reason there is more loft. You know, the Teton Hybrid is actually pretty interesting to me. I kind of want to try it because it's got this huge head, 17 degrees of loft, and most people, even if you get a fairly weak driver, you're talking about 12 or 13 degrees, and maybe with the hosel adjustment you can get it up to 14 and a half degrees maybe of loft. So if you give someone that has a slow swing speed, a 17 degree hybrid, and they hit it, it's going to go higher, probably farther. It's everything that they need, and most people need a driver with loft. And in fact, the whole reason I'm on this quest is because my parents have taken up golf in their retirement years because they are replacing more strenuous sporting activities. You know, they used to play some tennis and things like that, but their body just doesn't allow them to do that, so they're looking for something a little more leisurely. You know, it's even got to be more leisurely than pickleball, and golf is one of those things that anyone can kind of do, but you don't have the flexibility, you don't have the strength, you don't have the technique, you're not feeling it. The speed that you can swing a club just may not be there. And for my parents, who took this up in their 80s, neither of them are hitting very far, and in particular, my mother is only doing about 55-yard drives, which is fine. I encourage her to keep playing, but what I want to do is help her get as much distance with her club as possible. I actually have her driver, and I can replicate her swing, her club head speed, ball speed, her results. But what I wanted to do was replace her driver with something that might actually help her out without having to reinvent her swing or take more lessons or have her do things that her body can't do or her muscles can't do. So I found this. This is called a Ballista driver. It's right there, color filled on the bottom. I think this is all steel head is my guess here. It's got a little step up right back here, so it's got a little flange. And you can see there it says utility driver. From what that says right there, one wood, 20 degrees. And that's what makes this really interesting. In fact, this $99 driver came fully assembled, had this graphite shaft here which says AGXGOLF on it. I would say this is an A-flex. It seems like that. It's actually fairly light, but it seems just fine. Has an AGX grip on there, which looks just like your standard rubber grip, Golf Pride, anything like that. And it actually came with this head cover here, which isn't a bad looking head cover. Kind of your standard head cover, but nice embroidery on there, and a sock neck to keep the shaft from getting too damaged. Now, a couple things that I have noticed about this right off the bat. First of all, I think you can only order it in a stock length. There was nothing to indicate that I could customize this, and this looks like a 45-inch driver, which is your standard driver length. Now, I will say that I think 45-inch drivers are dumb for most people. In fact, most fairly good amateur players need to go to tour length, which I think is like 44 inches. And for most people, as they get shorter, weaker, less flexible, probably are going to have trouble swinging a club this length. So what I am actually going to do is I'm going to shorten this to replicate my mother's stock driver, which is quite a bit shorter. I'm not actually sure exactly how short it is, but I'm just going to use my Golfsmith measuring tray and mimic that length here, and just trim this down and put the jumbo size grip that fits her hands a little bit better as well. But I'm not going to change anything else. Now, this 20-degree driver face here does a couple of things. When you put this down at address, what I would say, besides admiring this very dark purplish blue, it's actually fairly nice looking quality. You know, you can get some cheap driver heads, $50 driver heads off Amazon, and I don't think they look this good, but this looks pretty good. But what I wanted to say here is at address, the front to back distance does not look that great. I actually think this is maybe a compliant or conforming driver in terms of overall size, you know, 460 cc's, but you wouldn't probably guess that because it just looks a little shorter front to back. But where I think they make up for that is this top to bottom here. So this is a very tall driver, and if I just rotate this around, what you can see is that looks like a very large club face. I mean, regardless of what driver you use, I mean, they all have slightly different shapes, and heel to toe, I think the TaylorMade Sim 2s are a little shorter than some of the other ones here, but top to bottom, this is very big. I actually love this because I think a lot of us hit up or down or all over the face, and so having a very tall face driver like this, I think would help a lot of people, not just senior players or slow swing speed players or anything like that. I think a lot of us would probably benefit from it. So instead of just always making the toe farther out, I think this is the way to go. Just kind of make the whole area a little bit bigger. So again, I think for the less accurate, maybe the more amateur golfer, this is going to be nice. But one of the reasons this has to be fairly tall looking, I think, is because of how laid back this face is, right? So because this has 20 degrees of loft on it, and if I put it right up here to the camera like this, you can see a lot of that face, quite a bit more than you would see on pretty much any driver. And what I love about this is it's not just 17 degrees, it's not just giving you a marginal increase in loft like some of these other clubs that are geared more towards senior citizens or slow swing players. This is giving you even more, 20 degrees. You know, this is literally 7 or 8 degrees more loft than you can buy from pretty much any OEM. So I really like this. Now you might be saying, well, Pete, why don't you just go to a 3-wood, get something in the 17, 18 degree range, or try that Teton hybrid? There's a couple reasons that I think this is a missing piece for a lot of people. One, everyone's getting older. We've got more senior citizens, longer longevity than ever, and more people are playing golf than ever. And if you go to something like a hybrid, the head tends to be heavier. They don't do the same type of construction of the head in a hybrid that they do in a driver. Now, this doesn't have like a carbon fiber top or anything like that, so I would call this pretty low technology or older technology, but I think a lot of that is lost on the very slow swing speeds. You know, you don't really feel that. It's not necessarily something where minute changes in weight are going to have a big effect, right? But the big thing is, if you go to a 3-wood or a hybrid, the heads are so much smaller. So it's fine if you're an accurate player, you have really consistent swing, and you can put the ball right in the face and you like that shallow face. But for a lot of us, even if you aren't taking a big full swing, even if you aren't swinging that fast, that hit impact might be all over the face. And so having a full-size driver head with hybrid-like or 3-wood or 4-wood-like loft, I think is going to help a lot of people. I will have to look at my mother's swing numbers again, but what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to go ahead and trim up the shaft so that it's a duplicate of my mother's driver, and then we will go back and I will look at her swing data, replicate her swing with the original driver, and then use that same swing, get the same club head speed with this driver, and just see if we pick up any more distance and see if my theory that this is the best driver for slow swing speeds or senior drivers is correct. And if it is, I am going to bask in the light of my own celebration, and if it is wrong, I'm just going to delete this video and no one's going to ever see it. Just kidding, I'm going to post it anyway because I like being embarrassed in public. All right, so let's get this adjusted and head off to the simulator. All right, so I'm here at the sim. I've got my mother's current driver right here. This is a 14-degree driver here, so I'm going to go ahead and hit that, duplicate her swing as much as I can. Really, I'm most focused on club head speed, ball speed, launch angle, and then total distance. And if all those kind of fall in line with what I recorded for her when she was here, then I will go ahead and switch over here to the Ballista 20-degree, keep those same swing parameters here, you know. So really, what I'm going to control for most is club head speed, ball speed, angle of attack, and then we'll see what the launch angle is and the total distance and see if this one will add any distance for her for super slow swing speed. So let's get hitting with the original, record that, and then try out the new one. All right, on to the Ballista here, and one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to scrub out any of my shots that aren't within the parameters. So if it's not a club head speed or a ball speed within a few miles an hour of what I was getting on the other ones, I'm just going to drop those out. It's probably going to be hitting a lot of shots to get a small sampling that matches everything about my mother's swing. So let's get on it. All right. So I can just tell you, I think I'm going to be pretty impressed with the numbers when I look at the summary of it with this Ballista, because loft does matter. So we will plot these out. But what I want to show you here is that right up here, 61 mile per hour ball speed, which is what she's getting. And instead of that 11-degree launch angle, we are definitely getting up there at 17.6. I wouldn't actually be disappointed to see that at 20, but high teens is pretty nice. Let's just take a look at all the shot data and just confirm that this driver is going to be my mother's new favorite driver, maybe favorite club overall. Let's check it out. All right, so got back from the simulator and want to give you the results on this particular club right here. So what I am showing you here is my mother's 14-degree driver here. It was the highest lofted driver I could find, lightweight, and built it for her, and she's been playing it, but only 55 yards out of the sucker. So what did we get when we go to a 20-degree driver here? Well, the results, as I mentioned in the simulator, I think were surprising. And the 10-degree launch angle, I think, is the big issue. So if I pull up the 20-degree driver here, what we have is still same 60 mile per hour ball speed, but the launch angle goes up to 18.1 degrees. So that 20 degrees here and that 6 additional degrees aloft is no joke. I mean, 6 more degrees aloft, and I got 8 more degrees of launch. And the difference here on the distances is just incredible. So instead of 55 yards overall, which was really like a 45 yard shot with 10 yards of rollout, now became an 86-yard shot overall, which was more like, 70 yards with 15 yards of rollout. So the carry, if you think about that ball landing up here at the 70-yard mark instead of a 45-yard mark, the carry was longer than the total on the 14-degree driver. That is actually fascinating to me and is more than I expected. Like I said, because when my mother was hitting her 5-wood, she was getting 65 yards. So I kind of expected add more loft, put it up on a tee, maybe a positive attack angle on some of those shots, and maybe she'd get out to 65, 70 yards on the driver. I did not expect it to be almost 90 yards, right? This is like going from a 200-yard drive to a 300-yard drive. This is a total game changer for her. And in fact, one of the issues was carrying over some water that is right in front of the tee boxes. And a lot of those are only 20, 30 yards of water, or reeds or marsh or whatever it might be, wetlands. And for a lot of people, it's not even an issue. It's not even a consideration of your drive. But for my mother, when she's only carrying 35, 40 yards, maybe, if she gets all of it, those are totally in play. And in fact, on one of the holes, I was trying to figure out if she should go around it or just tee up over the water here. But now, assuming she gets a good shot, she can clear that without a problem. And I think this is going to make it so much more enjoyable. Again, yes, we could probably try to work on the swing and the technique and all of that too. But, when you've got someone in their mid 80s playing golf, there is just so much you can do. And to me, I am a big believer that a lot of us don't want to practice. A lot of us just want to have fun. We want to spend our leisure time or the time we would practice on other things. And so what I want is just to have equipment that takes advantage or maximizes our potential with what we've got. And in this case, like I said, it's no different. Maybe she can improve her technique or swing on her free time, but as we're getting older, I don't think any of that is going to get improved. But using a club like this with this huge face and lots of loft is totally the way to go. So I tell you what, maybe you're someone that doesn't have the mobility anymore that you used to, the flexibility. Maybe you don't have the strength. Maybe you are not just a senior golfer, but a very mature senior golfer, like my folks. And this is the ball speed that you're getting, swing speeds in the 40, 45, 50 mile an hour range. And you aren't getting the flight. You aren't getting the hang time in the air. I think going to a driver like this, and I'll tell you what, I wish some OEMs would offer this. I'm not saying they'd be huge sellers, but to at least have the opportunity to do it. If they offered an 18 and a half degree driver, you could get up to 20 degrees on those. I get it. Small sales numbers probably, but obviously these work. And the fact that PXG is embracing with a 16-degree driver that goes up to 17 and a half degrees, we're getting there. So this driver right here, this Ballista, is actually really nice. It's a glue-in head, so you don't need an adjustable hosel here. I think for most people of this skill set aren't really kind of dialing in the details here, but lots of loft, huge face. Actually, this looks much more premium than I expected. $100 gets you the head, the shaft, the grip. This is ready to play, 99 bucks, and it came very, very quickly. So if you want the extra help, because loft is your friend, the loft will result in extra distance for you, kind of like this. If you are anything like my mom here, I think you are going to love this and never think twice about it. So if you want to pick up this 20-degree Ballista driver, I'll put a link to it in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.
We can discover more and explore so much deeper.